This is a 98 FM podcast.
At just 16, Darragh Hayes was 13 and a half stone and a size 18. She says that she was overweight for most of her life, but friends and family just put it down to her big bones. However, she said deep down she felt unhappy and lost, but with her sheer determination and some help from her brother Darragh, she's gone from being overweight to a world champion weightlifter. She joins us on phone to tell us about her incredible transformation. Darragh, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Not too bad at all. So, I mean, your story was in the Independent over the weekend. And it was a big story. Tell us a little bit about yourself. I mean, you said that most of your life you were overweight, but were you happy, or was it something that really got to you?
I suppose, like, up until I was 17, I gradually got bigger from, I suppose, when I was 7 up until I was 17. Mm-hmm. I don't think I was very conscious about it, to be honest with you, up until probably 6th year, when I knew my dad's was coming up. So I was like, you're constantly looking in these magazines and you see these girls, you know, like Kim Kardashian and whatnot, lost 10 pounds in a week or 10 pounds in a month, sorry. So it's only at that age, I suppose, you become more conscious of it. But I just, like, in my article I wrote, like, I remember looking down at the scales and saying, oh my God, you know, I really need to do something about it. I suppose when I was 17 as well, then I started Weight Watchers. I'm a very anti-Weight Watchers person.
At 17 years old you started Weight Watchers?
Yeah, well, I suppose at the time, like, you know, that was becoming really big.
Yeah.
And it was a way out of a hole, I suppose.
Because this is about 9 years ago now, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then with that, I remember having a diary and I used to count every single calorie that I put into my mouth. So I became obsessed with counting calories, you know.
It took up large portions of your day, I think.
The thing is that their diet is based on very high sugar foods. Like, I now know from learning from my brother and training over the years that it's not the fat that you put into yourself that makes you fat, it's the sugar. Like, if you look at the contents on their food, it's all very high sugar, although it's very low calorie. Like, it's not the low calorie that you need to lose weight.
But it does work for a lot of people, Darragh. Maybe it's just something that didn't work for you. So for years, you know, as I said in the introduction there, people were kind of saying to you, oh, you're just big boned and not to worry about it. So did you think it was kind of acceptable for you to be overweight, that people didn't say, you know, you need to lose a few pounds?
I think people were probably afraid to say it to me, like, especially my mum, because, you know, it was only ever, my dad wasn't there, so it was only ever my mum, my brother and myself, like, so I suppose she didn't know how to go about it, although her best friend said it to me, that's when I was 17, you know, maybe you should try do something about it. So the Weight Watchers was my way out, but I suppose I needed to do something, and that was my, you know, my way of getting started on my journey. But, like, I look back now, and, like, I used to undereat. I suppose when I started college when I was 17, and I became really, really sick between 17 to 20, and I hid it for years. It's only now that I'm speaking out, because I'm hoping, you know, I'm a teacher myself, teach girls, so I'm hoping that it will help a lot of young girls, you know, see that you don't need to, you know, undereat to, you know, feel slim and to look slim. You know, you need to do it in a healthy manner.
You would have been, as you've mentioned there, it was a single parent family, and your mum worked about 3 jobs. Do you think that had an effect on what you were putting into your body, the sort of food you were putting into your body?
Some of the times, like, as a child, like, you're given money to go to lunch. Like, I see in my own school at the moment, like, they go to the shop and you choose what you want, basically. You're not very consciously, you're not conscious of what you should be buying. You're, like, kids are uneducated about, you know, healthy foods, really.
But from your mother's point of view?
Well, she did what she could. I suppose, like, when she was here, like, she cooked me healthy dinners, what she thought was healthy. But when she wasn't here, like, it's my fault. Like, I would go to the chipper or I'd go to the curry shop. If I had money, that's what I'd do. Like, she tried to give me salads and stuff like that, but obviously I'd got myself into a habit of eating that bad food.
Yeah.
So it's hard to kind of get yourself out of it, especially at that age when you're not conscious of being overweight. It's only when I turned 17 that, you know, you're looking at magazines and you've seen all these slim girls and you're like, God, I really want to look like that. Then you become obsessed almost with wanting to look like a different person, having that, you know, body image, you know, you strive to look like that all the time.
So, I mean, you said you're a school teacher now.
Yeah.
So is this something that you notice where you work? You work in the Liberties, is that right? Warmount?
No, Presentation College in
Presentation.
Mormont. Yeah.
Oh, Mormont, yeah. So, I mean, is this something that you notice in your school, that girls of a certain age are, you know, totally caught up in their image, totally caught up in the way they look? But do you see that the obesity problem is getting worse?
I think it is. Like, as I said to you, like my fifth years, I let them read my article before I sent it into the Independent, and, you know, I hit home with a few of them, especially one student in particular, and like she herself is trying to lose weight. So I suppose I'm there trying to coax her into, you know, oh, you shouldn't be eating that, and why don't you go for this option instead? I gave a lesson last week, or I think it was 2 weeks ago, on healthy eating. You know, I got them to do a food diary, and, you know, what are you eating? What should you not be eating? What do you think? They have no perception of what is healthy. They think a roll with salad and chicken is healthy.
But why do you think that is? I mean, is it lack of education in the schools, or do you think it's to do with the family, like with the parents?
It could be a bit of both. Like, I suppose they spend half their lives in school, so I suppose that teachers should be, teach them into how to eat properly, I suppose. But again, I suppose it's from both ends, you know, so they spend half their life in school and half at home, so...
Well, exactly. There is some sort of compunction there for everyone. But Danielle, you, after all of this, you decided to start training earlier on this year because you were really into it. And you're now World Powerlifting Champion? What is that?
Well, it includes 3 different exercises. So you have a bench press, you have a squat, and you have a deadlift. So it usually starts off in competition with the squat, followed by a bench, and then...
Hold on, so you're squatting and you're lifting? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, you're squatting like whatever weight you can, and then you're bench pressing.
Oh my God!
And then you're deadlifting. So I suppose it's seen as a very male-orientated sport. So I'm hoping this will change a lot of perception about girls lifting weights, because there is a big hullabaloo about girls lifting weights out there. So.
And because it doesn't strike me as something that you would do to keep fit or to lose weight. You know what I mean? I suppose people think it's almost you'd be bulking up. Yeah. Rather than actually looking slim, because you look fantastic, you look amazing.
Thank you. A lot of hard work. So I started training now when I was about 20 with my brother. He actually owns his own gym now, the Cover Model Body Gym up on Fitzwilliam Street Upper. So he's been coaching me for years. So like initially it was all about, you know, high intensity training, you know, hypertrophy work, so building muscle mass as well as you know, getting fit. But I've only started powerlifting since January. So I suppose it's all strength training.
And you're world blooming champion. It's so amazing. It's bloody amazing. You're putting us to shame. But Danielle,
I actually broke 2 national single lift records last Saturday as well.
Oh my God.
Congratulations. The IDFPA competition.
It's so brilliant, but you're really involved and you want to get people healthy, which I think is fantastic. And I think there's a YouTube channel people can go on to, is it? I
do, yeah. I have some of my training videos up, and some of the videos from the competition, the World, that were in Glasgow.
And what's the address? How do the people log on to that?
It's just up as Danielle Hayes.
Danielle Hayes, okay.
Yeah, and then I have a Twitter account, Danielle Hayes, but I think it's Danielle MH87. But I'm guest posting on my brother's website, darraghayes.com.
Well, listen, you're such a great positive role model for women.
Thank you very much.
You really are. It's been a pleasure talking to you. That's Danielle Hayes, who is World Powerlifting Champion. Thanks a million for chatting to us, Danielle.
You've been listening to a 98FM podcast. Download more at 98fm.com.